There's a reason you stay stuck, even though you're smart, capable, and experienced. And it's not because you don't know what to do, it's not because you need another framework, and it's definitely not because you're lazy. It's a focus problem, but it's probably not the kind of focus problem you're thinking of. So let me explain. You're focused in the wrong domain. Think of it this way. There are only two areas in which you can operate. Internally, that's your mind, your thinking, your feelings, what's going on inside your head. And the external domain, which is your behavior, your actions, the things that you do out there. Two areas, two domains. And here's where you get stuck. You try to fix your problem in the same domain it's happening. You try and outthink your thinking, or you try and get busy doing more when the current doing isn't working. So you analyze instead of taking action, or you stay busy doing things instead of stopping and resetting internally, or taking the time to think when you actually do need to think more. You end up applying a whole lot of effort in that same domain, and still there's no movement and you stay stuck. Here's the thing. If you want to move, you have to switch domain. If you're stuck in your head, overanalyzing, overthinking, looping, you don't need more thinking. You need to act. You need to do something tangible, something external to get things moving. If everything external is chaotic, pressure, overwhelm, a lot of doing and not getting anywhere, then you don't need to do more. You need to reset and switch to the internal domain. Let's keep it really simple. Here is the rule. If the problem is internal, switch to the external domain. If the problem is external, switch to the internal domain. Now, before we go any further, it's really important to understand that when you switch domains, you are not looking to avoid the problem. You are switching so you can interrupt that current stuckness and get moving. We've all done this kind of thing before. There's something that needs to be handled and you sit thinking about it for days, or you've got a really important decision to make and you take off to the gym, or you start vacuuming the house, or you find something else to do. That's not what this is. You switch domains not to avoid, but to create movement. This is deliberate and intentional. It's a controlled switch of domain so that you can create movement. And then you can switch back and purposefully resolve the situation. Staying in the same domain is exactly what's keeping you stuck. So here's how you can actually apply this new understanding. First, you need to identify where you are. Are you stuck internally, overthinking, overanalyzing, and just continuing to mull over the problem? Or are you taking a lot of action externally, trying new things, staying busy, and yet creating no movement? Most people don't pick this up. Second is all about making the switch. If you're stuck internally thinking, then you need to take an external action. If you've been acting externally and you're getting nowhere, you need to focus internally, maybe calm down, regulate your state, or think some more about what you need to do. Third, you come back and execute. That means returning to the original domain so you can focus more clearly on taking the action that needs to be taken for you to resolve the issue at hand. This is what creates movement. If you get this right, you stop spinning around in loops, you stop getting stuck, you stop having to force your way through, trying more and more and more and feeling like you're getting nowhere, and you begin to move, and it all happens quickly. If you recognize this in yourself, don't just sit with it and think about it more. It's time to take action. Uncover where you're stuck at the moment, switch that domain, and then once you're unstuck, switch back so you can really make a difference in whatever it is that's holding you back right now. If you want more practical ways to get yourself unstuck and progress in your life, please subscribe.